King Eurystheus paced back and forth, his brow creased with worry. The grand halls of his palace echoed with his footsteps, each step a testament to his growing anxiety. The king had been tasked with finding a challenge that could finally defeat Heracles, the demigod who had already proven his might and cunning time and time again. Heracles, the strongest man alive, had already completed 6 impossible labors. Each task, more daunting than the last, had been met with unwavering determination and unparalleled strength. From slaying the Nemean lion to capturing the golden hind, Heracles had shown that no beast or challenge was beyond his reach. What challenge could he possibly give him next? The king's mind raced through countless possibilities, each one dismissed as too easy or not dangerous enough. He needed something extraordinary, something that would test Heracles to his very limits and beyond. "I need a task so difficult, so dangerous," the king muttered, "that even Heracles will fail." His voice echoed through the empty halls, a reflection of his desperation. The weight of his responsibility pressed heavily on his shoulders, and he knew that failure was not an option. Suddenly a wicked idea struck him. His eyes lit up with a devious glint as he remembered the tales of a monstrous creature that roamed the island of Crete. This beast was no ordinary animal. It was a creature of legend, feared by all who knew of its existence. He knew of a fearsome bull on the island of Crete, a beast that breathed fire and caused earthquakes with its hooves. The Cretan bull was a creature of nightmares, its very presence a harbinger of destruction. Villages had been razed, and fields turned to ash in its wake. Capturing such a beast would be a task of unimaginable difficulty. "Heracles!" the king announced, a triumphant gleam in his eye. His voice carried the weight of authority and the thrill of a new challenge. The court fell silent, all eyes turning to the king as he prepared to reveal the next labor. "Your next labor is to capture the Cretan bull and bring it back to me, alive." The words hung in the air, a daunting challenge that would test even the mightiest of heroes. Heracles stood tall, his eyes reflecting a mix of determination and anticipation. The journey ahead would be perilous, but he was ready to face whatever dangers lay in his path. As Heracles prepared for his journey, he gathered his weapons and supplies, knowing that this task would require all his strength and cunning. The road to Crete was long and fraught with danger, but Heracles was undeterred. He had faced impossible odds before and emerged victorious, and he was determined to do so again. Setting sail for Crete, Heracles knew that this labor would be unlike any other. The sea was calm, but his mind was a storm of thoughts and strategies. He knew that capturing the Cretan bull would require more than just brute strength. It would require wit, patience, and perhaps a bit of luck. Upon arriving on the island, Heracles wasted no time. He began his search for the fearsome bull, asking the locals for any information they could provide. The stories they told were filled with fear and awe, painting a picture of a creature that seemed almost invincible. Days turned into weeks as Heracles tracked the bull, following the trail of destruction it left behind. Burnt fields, shattered homes, and terrified villagers marked the path of the beast. Each step brought him closer to his quarry, and each encounter with the bull's devastation steeled his resolve. Finally, the day came when Heracles stood face to face with the Cretan bull. The beast was even more fearsome than the stories had described, its eyes burning with an otherworldly fire, but Heracles was not afraid. He had faced monsters before, and he knew that this was just another challenge to overcome. With a combination of strength, skill, and strategy, Heracles managed to subdue the bull. It was a fierce battle, but in the end, the hero emerged victorious. The Cretan bull, once a symbol of terror, was now under his control. Leading the captured bull back to King Eurystheus, Heracles knew that he had once again proven his worth. The king's plan had failed, and the hero had triumphed. But as he approached the palace, Heracles couldn't help but wonder what new challenges awaited him in the future. For now, though, he would savor this victory. The Cretan bull was captured, and Heracles had completed yet another impossible labor. The legend of Heracles would continue to grow, and his name would be remembered for generations to come. As he stood before the king, the captured bull at his side, Heracles knew that his journey was far from over. But with each labor, he grew stronger and more determined. The challenges ahead would be great, but so too would be his resolve to overcome them. The Cretan bull was no ordinary beast. It was a creature of immense power and beauty, a symbol of divine strength and majesty. Its presence alone commanded respect and awe from all who beheld it. It was a gift from the sea god, Poseidon, to King Minos of Crete. Poseidon, the mighty ruler of the oceans, had chosen to bestow this magnificent creature upon the king as a token of favor and goodwill. The bull was meant to be a symbol of the god's blessing upon Minos and his kingdom. Poseidon had brought the magnificent white bull from the sea foam, intending it as a sacrifice to the gods. The bull's emergence from the sea was a sight to behold, a moment of divine intervention that left all witnesses in awe. The sea god's intention was clear. The bull was to be offered in a sacred ritual, a gesture of reverence and gratitude to the gods. However, King Minos was so taken by the bull's beauty that he decided to keep it for himself. The king, mesmerized by the bull's majestic appearance and the aura of power it exuded, could not bring himself to part with it. He believed that such a magnificent creature would bring him great prestige and elevate his status among his people and neighboring kingdoms. He swapped it with an ordinary bull from his own herd, hoping to trick Poseidon. Minos thought that the gods would not notice the substitution, that they would be satisfied with any bull offered in sacrifice. He underestimated the god's omniscience and the consequences of his deceitful actions. But the gods are not easily fooled. The divine beings with their all-seeing eyes were aware of Minos's treachery. They were displeased by his lack of respect and his attempt to deceive them. The god's wrath was swift and unforgiving. Poseidon was enraged by Minos's deceit and cursed the bull, driving it mad. The once majestic and serene creature was transformed into a beast of fury and destruction. Its eyes glowed with an unnatural light, and its rage knew no bounds. The curse turned the bull into a symbol of divine retribution, a reminder of the consequences of defying the gods. The bull rampaged across Crete, scorching the land with its fiery breath and shaking the ground with its every step. The once peaceful and prosperous island was thrown into chaos and despair. The bull's rampage left a trail of destruction in its wake, burning fields, toppling buildings, and causing the ground to tremble. The people of Crete lived in constant fear, praying for the gods' mercy and the end of their suffering. The story of the Cretan bull serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of honoring the gods and the dire consequences of deceit and hubris. Heracles, ever ready for a challenge, set sail for Crete. He knew the dangers that awaited him but faced them with his usual courage. The journey was long and perilous, but Heracles, with his immense strength and determination, overcame every obstacle. Upon reaching Crete, Heracles sought out King Minos. Minos, desperate to be rid of the monstrous bull, readily agreed to help Heracles. He directed him to the meadow where the bull grazed, warning him of its terrible power. The earth trembled as Heracles approached the meadow. The Cretan bull, a creature of immense size and power, stood amidst the scorched earth, smoke billowing from its nostrils. Its eyes burned with a terrifying fire. Heracles, however, stood firm. He dodged the bull's fiery breath and wrestled the beast into submission with his bare hands. The earth shook with the force of their struggle, but Heracles, using all his strength, finally forced the bull to the ground. With the Cretan bull subdued, Heracles set sail back to Mycenae. He rode on the back of the subdued beast across the waves, a testament to his incredible strength. People trembled at the sight of him as he approached the shores of his homeland. King Eurystheus, upon seeing Heracles return victorious, riding the fearsome Cretan bull, was terrified. He cowered in his palace, begging Heracles to take the beast away. Heracles, amused by the king's fear, agreed to take the bull away. He led the Cretan bull to a pasture outside the city where he set it free. The bull, no longer bound by Heracles' will, wandered off, leaving a trail of scorched earth in its wake. The Cretan bull's rampage was not over yet. It continued to terrorize Greece, eventually finding its way to Marathon, where it would become the subject of another hero's quest. That hero was Theseus, a young Athenian prince destined for greatness. Born to Aegeus, the king of Athens and Ithra, he was raised in the small town of Troezen. From a young age, Theseus exhibited remarkable strength and intelligence, qualities that would serve him well in his future endeavors. His journey to Athens was marked by a series of heroic feats, each one more challenging than the last. Theseus was not just a prince, he was a symbol of hope and courage for the people of Athens. His encounter with the Cretan bull would become a tale for another time, a story intertwined with the labyrinth of King Minos and a monstrous creature called the Minotaur. The labyrinth, a complex maze designed by the ingenious Daedalus, was said to be impossible to escape. Within its winding corridors lurked the Minotaur, a fearsome beast with the body of a man and the head of a bull. This creature was the result of a curse placed upon Minos's wife, Pasiphae, and it fed on human sacrifices sent from Athens as a tribute to Crete. Theseus volunteered to end this cycle of horror, determined to slay the Minotaur and free his people from this dreadful obligation. But for now, Heracles' seventh labor was complete. Heracles, another legendary hero, had his own set of challenges to face. His labors, imposed by King Eurystheus, were meant to be impossible tasks designed to break his spirit. Yet Heracles, with his immense strength and unwavering determination, managed to overcome each one. The seventh labor, capturing the Cretan bull, was no exception. This bull, a magnificent yet terrifying creature, had been wreaking havoc across Crete, and it was Heracles' duty to subdue it. He had faced the fiery breath and earth-shuddering strength of the Cretan bull and emerged victorious. The battle was fierce, with the bull's fiery breath scorching the earth and its powerful hooves causing the ground to tremble. Heracles, with his unmatched strength and combat skills, managed to wrestle the beast into submission. This victory was not just a testament to his physical prowess, but also to his indomitable spirit. The people of Crete rejoiced, and Heracles' legend grew even larger. Yet, his trials were far from over. Heracles knew that each labor brought him closer to his ultimate goal of redemption, but it also meant facing increasingly dangerous challenges. He often found himself contemplating the next task, wondering what new horrors awaited him. Despite the uncertainty, Heracles remained resolute, driven by a sense of duty and a desire to prove his worth. King Eurystheus, ever fearful, was already plotting his next impossible task. Eurystheus, consumed by jealousy and fear of Heracles' growing fame, sought to devise tasks that would surely lead to his demise. He pored over ancient scrolls and consulted with oracles, searching for the most perilous challenges. Each task was a test not only of Heracles' strength, but also of his cunning and resilience. The king's scheming knew no bounds, and he would stop at nothing to see Heracles fail. Yet Heracles remained undeterred, ready to face whatever came next. What other dangerous creatures awaited Heracles on his path to redemption? What new feats of strength and courage would he have to perform? Join us next time for another exciting chapter in the legend of Heracles.